Hello. Dave and I are making a video about true love. Dave knows what true love is because he is an angel soul and a crystal healer and a crystal cola, as I call him. And I am the Nicola and the indigo. So, my husband told me an outstanding, amazing event that happened in Buenos Aires, South America, deep down into South America, where the dogs often end up on the streets. My friend from El Salvador told me she couldn't sleep at night because she was worrying about the animals all the time. My angel soul, Sonia Rodriguez, I hope she's doing well. I haven't heard from her in a long time. She was my best friend when we were living in LA together with her aunt. Forgot the name, yeah, but was a long time ago. So, yeah, those were very nice memories for Sonia. I love her very much. And she cares so deeply. And so in South America, the dogs are lots of dogs that are breeding out of control, and no one is really helping. There's this one family from the United States who moved there and who are constantly rescuing dogs. And so this one story was on Google News, was big news. I'm glad it was on the news because it's a peace message. An angel dog soul, mother dog, who had puppies, a stray dog, who was neglected, was abandoned, and who was not neutered, not spayed, and who had given birth, and I don't know, 9 puppies that she had to take care of as a homeless dog in Buenos Aires, somewhere in a city. And a woman just dumped her baby out there on the street and left. An infant baby, a completely helpless infant baby, a nursing baby, dumped that baby on the street and abandoned the baby and walked away. So the mother dog sees that infant baby, and it was cold. It was during the winter time where it gets quite cold there. It's further towards the South Pole, so it gets colder there. And the mother, what did she do? She felt very sorry for that human baby, and she brought all of her puppies and she arranged them all the way around the baby so that the baby did not have to get so cold, so that the baby could get warmed up. What an amazing thing. I mean, let that sink in for a few minutes. Really, think about this. What does that mean? That means the mother dog felt true love for that helpless human infant. And she realized, so this means cognition. Okay, that means there's more going on than just an instinctual reaction to things. The mother instinct is an instinct, but it's a very noble instinct. This is the most noble thing there is, the most noble energy that is there in the infinite universe. Okay, it's the mother instinct. But now it goes further. She realizes that the infant baby needs to be warmed. So she brings the puppies over and arranges them snugly around the baby, so that they all have body contact, so that the baby doesn't have to get so cold. And more, she goes out and she brings food for herself and so that she can nurse her babies. And she brings food and she puts that food into the baby's mouth. So she chews it and puts the food into the baby's mouth. And this is not only one story, single story. This happened before with another dog and another baby. So now this brings everything that I've been talking about into real crystal clear direct perspective for people to really see what true love actually is. Yeah. And that there are many sentient, dogs are highly sentient animals, at least, I would say, at least as sentient as humans, if not more so. Okay, so for anyone out there who will say, oh, you know, I hear people, I don't even want to repeat what they say, the dog and cat meat trade, for example, where the dogs are cramped in cages, terrified, and then butchered in the Asian countries. Stop it. Stop doing this. See, look, this is cannibalism, okay? Those are highly sentient, truly loving, living beings. Like humans, like whales, dolphins, horses, pigs, cows, highly sentient, loving, living beings. Don't hurt them anymore. Don't ever butcher or kill an animal anymore. Okay. If you do this, it creates an accumulation of samsara and sankaras and incredible karmic burdens on you and on the whole world, and it increases the stream of suffering and sorrow. Let us dissolve this, please. We're all in this together. Okay? You can dissolve it. Let go of the self-image. Let go of your terribly clinging self-images, or past thoughts or ideals or past cultures or past religions or everything that has been passed on to you and is now there in thought form. Dissolve that. Dissolve these types of thoughts. And learn what it means to truly love. What is true love? What does it mean? True love means being ready to give everything to the other individual. True love means being ready to give your whole body, your whole life to the other individual, to sustain the other individual, to protect the other individual, and to protect the individual from suffering foremost. Okay? That's the most important thing. So to protect the other whom you love, truly love, from ever suffering. Okay, so that the other one will be safe, okay, and will be protected and saved from dying, saved from suffering. But the most important is to save the other from suffering. And there was a bear mother once. And that's why I have to bring this example up. It's a very, very horrible example. But there was a bear mother in, I don't know whether it was in the United States or somewhere in the in the Asian countries where they sap the gallbladder and they sell that on that Chinese herbal market, which is an absolute atrocity. And there are people who are even doing this in the United States. It is illegal here, but then it's not really enforced because there's an entire kind of like a mafia behind it and stuff like this, and it's just total insanity. And they kept this bear mother there and with her cub, and the bear mother obviously knew that there was no way out of this horrific situation. So she mercy killed her child and herself. Uh, that again is protecting the other from suffering. Okay, and that again means the mother, the true love she feels for that child, to protect the child from suffering like she does. A whole lifetime in that cage on a catheter that is connected to the gallbladder, constantly sapping out gallbladder juice. So, I mean, you think you've seen it all, there's always something worse. And that's why I make these videos, because I feel compelled to talk about this. I feel compelled to talk about what true love is and what atrocities are and how these atrocities have come about. What happens in humans that brings on such tremendous cruelty and suffering. It's self-images. It's some crazy traditions and beliefs of shark soup giving them something. I don't even want to get into the details of it, but this, or bear gallbladder or whatever, the deer antler, whatever they're using, and call this herbs, that shows right there how detached these people are. I mean, that's like selling a brain matter from an infant human baby and selling it, marketing it as something that will do something for you. I don't want to say what these people are thinking. None of these things work, by the way. But the reason why I'm bringing this up was the bear mother, to show you again. Obviously, she knows what's happening. She knows about the future. She knows the implications of this, right? So she'll do anything to protect her child from suffering. And that sometimes means mercy killing, even in such horrific situation. She didn't choose that situation. She was put into it by cruel, gruesome humans. Okay. And my appeal to the world is, look at it, people. I don't know who I am going to reach with these videos, but I say look at it, okay? And forget about how I look. And I try to look pretty, doesn't work. I'm getting older. I can laugh about myself. I'm a clown. I'm unconventional. Forget about all of these things, and just listen. Listen to what's going on. Listen. If you don't believe me, read about this information on the website of PETA or IFAW or IDA or Animal Defenders International. There are many very solid, very dedicated groups out there who will report about these horrific atrocities, and you don't have to believe me, but read about it, find out for yourself, put it into Google, research it, what they do to bears. Just put into Google what they do to bears in gallbladder farms or something like this, How do they, or just put a regular question in, how do they treat bears in those facilities, or what do they do to get gallbladder liquid? Yeah. Put any of these keywords in or whole sentences, and it will come up. Okay? And there will always be debunking websites and debunking things, and PETA is being slandered all over the place. Why do you think that is? Huh? Why do you think? Follow the money trail. Huh? who is capitalizing in the end, from all of this? Is it PETA or the animal rights groups? Or is it maybe the industry who doesn't want to lose their customers? Yeah, think about this. Put A and B together and don't just accept the most popular looking ad or campaign or slander or market psychology trick or whatever that is snug into talk radio or your favorite songs or your movies. Don't think for a second that these movies are free from those types of slanderous and peer pressuring messages that have been carefully crafted into it to manipulate the public. That's why I don't even want to watch movies. It's totally pointless. And my message to the world is don't watch movies either, because all it does, it just puts very adverse ways of thinking into people's minds. And what good does it do? Does it bring us forward on this planet? No, it doesn't. Okay, it just makes things a whole lot worse. So, yeah, true love is the mother instinct that spills over to all living beings, as we can see, the true love. And it's not only bound to women or females or mothers, Men or male animals have it too, and it's a natural survival instinct, that true love instinct. It's a survival instinct. There are scientific studies that have come out where they said that it is apparent that I don't have the link anymore, but I just posted it the other day on Facebook. There was a very good article on human cruelty and the survival predictions for the instincts that humans carry in them, or animals, or all sentient animals. And they said that altruism, which is true love, obviously has been way more successful to keep a species going. If we butcher each other up, how's that gonna keep anything going forward, at all? Maybe it's better if humans don't exist. Stephen Hawking said humans should not be here on this planet because they destroy everything, and I agree with him on that. So altruism, if you are altruistic, if you feel true love for the other, and if you really practice doing this always and stay mindful of this, of how another living being feels, of what that other living being perceives when you shout or are angry, or when you watch horror films, or all of this is energy, and all of that energy can lead to terrible suffering and depression in animals and humans. So we have to become more aware about how we live. So I want to conclude this video with a compassion meditation that I'm just making up myself right now as I go, because we don't need some complicated mantras for this. All that is necessary is for you to sit down with a straight back and become mindful and drop the self-image just for a little while. Your diploma on the wall, or your title, or your accomplishments, or your prestige in society, or your Armani suits, or Boss shoes, or whatever these people are having in their closets. or Hermes using 10 crocodiles for a purse. Yeah, don't go there. Okay, so drop all of these images and breathe deeply in through the abdomen, all the way from the deepest depths of your abdomen, all the way through the whole belly, through the solar plexus, and through the throat chakra, and all the way up. Envision this, this stream of energy going all the way up as you breathe in, and then you breathe out all the way through the whole midline again. And you just keep on doing this very mindful breathing. You keep your breath for a few seconds, and then you breathe out gradually. And you just do this for 10 minutes every day. And you envision, as what Pema Chodron calls Tonglen. Tonglen is a practice in Tibetan Buddhism, which means I share everything that is joyful and beneficial for me. I share this with all highly sentient beings, with all life. Yeah. I want all life to be healthy and happy and protected. The trees too, beautiful, beautiful trees. Their existences. They're plants, but they exist. This is a life form. This is life, yeah, and it wants to exist, and it lives in a symbiotic relationship with us, with all of us. It breathes in what we breathe out. Okay, it breathes in CO2 and all kinds of bad gases, and it converts that through photosynthesis into oxygen, and that's what we need. We need this to survive. Yeah, all of this is a symbiosis, as I talked the other day about the earthworms. They live in symbiosis with us. People associate death and all of this with it. Forget all these images that are connected to it. Death is part of the life cycle. That's a totally natural thing. The earthworms are precious beings. They recycle this. Okay, they create healthy earth soil where the trees can grow in, and all your food plants and so on. So this is a symbiotic relationship. Please do not use pesticides anymore. Pesticides kill everything. Don't do it. Don't cause this. As I wrote in my health book about rejuvenation, pesticides are #1 carcinogen. It causes cancer, and it causes, to all those men out there who are constantly spraying, it causes you testicular cancer. This cancer rate has grown by over 400% since 1950, when pesticides were introduced on a large scale, marketed in stores. Okay? Put this into perspective. Don't use that stuff anymore, okay? This is very important. So breathe in very, very, very slowly, gradually. Hold the breath for a few moments. Breathe it out slowly. And repeat. And drop the self-images. Drop this badass guy, me, logger guy, Texas man, whatever, carnivore, meat eater, badass, outlaw, whatever, your tattooed, tough guy, whatever your self-images are, or images you have of others, libtards, new age, crazy, whatever, Drop it just this time. That's my appeal to you. I'm probably not going to reach those people. They're probably too armored to let this information in. I have to accept that. I have to live with that truth also. I have to live with that realization, and I have to accept the now, as Eckhart Tolle is talking about, that what is, there are people who cannot let this in, and there is nothing I can do about it. But all I can do is I can offer wholesome food for thought, and hope that maybe other people will check it out, test it for themselves, and together we can walk towards a better living situation for all of us. So, and true love is that vital energy in this. You know. And when you breathe through your abdomen and you hold your breath, you think of all the living beings, and you want to give that peace and calmness and well-being to all other life forms, to your dog sleeping next to you, your cats, your horses, all of your beings around you, all the beings in the world who all want to live and not be in pain. And so Tonglen is giving this peace and giving all of this that you have, sharing that with the whole world. And that's compassion meditation. And if you practice that every day, things will evolve in the positive direction and make everything will become better. And you will become more conscious about your living choices. This is not a liberal versus conservative thing. This is life. This is existence. So you guys take care. Peace out.